continuing the GMB. All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem B'chak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Nab, coming out with a lesson. Lord's word is edifying to the Lord's elect. I'm just watching Full Spectrum, looking up some things. He was talking about how Bill Snakes is on, talking about plagues again, talking about all this shit. And he's the head of helping out people when it comes to the plagues, man. So that's not, what kind of person. He's the same nigga that was trying to give his wife antibiotics when he went and had a little freak off with Epstein, and then came and gave his wife some shit, and then try to hide and put some shit in her drink. So that's the type of person that that's what he's gonna do to you. He gonna give you it. He gonna give you some shit, right? And while you got it, he gonna try to give you the solution, after the fact, even though he's the one who caused it. He's a disease. Okay. So that's that. And then I'm hearing Ted Cruz says something about leave pedophiles alone. Let me see. Let me find that. He said leave the pedophiles alone. Ted Cruz. Did Ted Cruz say something about leaving pedophiles alone? Stop attacking pedophiles, it says C-SPAN. Let's look into that. Use it. Click Ted Cruz saying, let's stop attacking pedophiles. Trump administration response to crime in cities. Ted Cruz saying, let's stop attacking pedophiles during a Trump administration response to crime in cities, aired on C-SPAN 9/30/25. Time marker, or 9/30/25. That was a long time ago. We just hearing about this now. See? Stop attack. That was then. 9/30/25. What's that? September 30th? Pretty much, yeah. 2025, man. And these are the type of people that's in power. They all, Ted Cruz, and look at Lutnick. Lutnick was on the Epstein files too. He was bringing his family over there. Okay? So these people are defiled. Let me grab this in the book of Psalms, the 12th chapter. Let's start right there. I'm gonna read it out the GMB. Since I'm just gonna read it out the GMB. See what this thing is really working with, man. I mean, it got a couple good precepts. It goes off in certain parts, but it hits in some parts too. It's like all these strands. I go into all the Bibles. I don't care which one it is. NIV, all of them. Well, let's start in the book of Psalms 12. I'm gonna see how it breaks that down. It says a prayer for help. Psalms 12:1, help us, Lord Yahweh. There is not a good person left. Honest people can no longer be found. You don't see that. You damn sure don't see them in your government. Okay? He's talking about protect the pedophiles. And guess who likes him? The duck likes him. That's why he set him up like that. Someone who wants to protect pedophiles and things like that. Okay? So, and then you people vote for these people. So you deserve the same punishment that's going to come to Babylon the Great. Psalms chapter 12 and verse 2. All of them lie to one another. They deceive each other with flattery. Silence those flattering tongues, O Lord. Close those boastful mouths that say, without words we get what we want. We will say what we wish, and no one can stop us. And that's Esau, man. He think no one can stop him. He think no matter what he does, nothing's gonna happen, and everything's gonna happen to this nigga. He's gonna lose it all. He's gonna lose it all, man. Psalms chapter 12 and verse 5 in the GMB. But now I will come, says the Lord, because the needy are oppressed and the persecuted groan in pain. I will give them the security that they long for. So he's gonna give us security that we long for. The security that we long for is not to be under the thumb of this damn devil. Okay? That allows wickedness to prosper. Ted Cruz, September 9th, 30, he wants to protect all pedophiles. Leave the pedophiles alone, he said. He's probably talking about his cabinet. People around him. Psalms chapter 12 and verse number 6. In a G and B. The promises of the Lord can be trusted. They are as genuine as silver refined 7 times in the furnace. That's right. The promises of the Lord can be trusted. They are as silver is refined in the furnace 7 times refined. Perfect. It's pure. It tells you in the KJV that these words, the pure words, as silver tried in the furnace 7 times, something like that, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So, we can trust his promise. His promise is that he's going to destroy this devil. He's going to put him in slavery. All these things. He tells you in Amos 9 and 8. Let's grab that real quick. He ain't saying shit like that, man. Good. I'm glad he's saying shit like that, because I already know that these devils, it goes far beyond that. These people drink blood. These niggas are disgusting. Disgusting. Amos. Sorry, my hands. I got one glove on, the other one got out. Kind of cold out here, but I'm gonna get it. Then my book, my Bible, got pages ripping out, falling out, trying to hold it all together. Amos. Chapter 9, of course. So next page. Amos chapter 9 verse 8 in the GMB, I, the sovereign Lord, am watching this sinful kingdom of Israel, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, but I will not destroy all the descendants of Jacob. Yeah, he's watching that sinful kingdom of Israel. You know, in Amos, he is talking about the northern kingdom of Israel. But, you know, it applies to America too. Okay, he's going to destroy Israel too. So he ain't fully going off. He's going to destroy Israel. The only difference between Israel and America, Israel's going to get built back up, but America's not. It's just going to get burnt up. Ain't going to be no bodies to pick up over here. Nothing's going to survive over 200 million missiles. This place is going to be utterly destroyed. Ezekiel 39 had nothing to do with this place. Okay, that's from different parts of the world. But here in America, you ain't going to have to pick up a bone. That shit going to be destroyed. This is what's going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth. Okay. Israel too. It's going to get bombed up. Okay, but these other countries, wherever we go, there's going to be a lot of dead bodies over there, especially as the world shakes to and fro like a drunkard, like it tells you in Isaiah the 24th chapter, because of all of this destruction that's going to be coming to pass. Those are the bodies that are going to need to be cleansed, be buried, I should say. Psalms chapter 12 and verse number 6. The promises of the Lord can be trusted. The promises of the Lord, he say he going to bring you back into your own land, like it tells you in Isaiah 14. Okay. Everlasting life, rulership, being joint heirs with Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and Esau Edom. Okay, Obadiah 1 verse 18, he gonna be destroyed. He going into slavery. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. So all these things are gonna come to pass, and we can trust on it. We can believe. It's a promise that's what we got. That's what we're banking on. That's what we're trusting in. So you know. He didn't say anything about the stock market going to remain in all the way to your point. He said he's going to shut all this shit down. Okay? He's going to shut it all down. You can guarantee it. So don't have it in your mind that, you know, this place is going to last forever and, you know, you can bank on your funds and shit. That shit is garbage, man. That's just all trash. Your money, even the money you got in the bank, you think, all right, this shit ain't in the stock market. You ain't gonna be able to use that either. That's just a tool to use it now, but eventually you're not going to have access to any of that shit. You're going to be cut off from society. Okay, and this is what I'm preparing as best as I can, to the best of my ability, is constantly being focused on the kingdom, knowing that we got trials and tribulations that we got to go through before we get there. Hence why they call it the straight gate in Matthew the 7th chapter. Let me jump over there real quick. Is it Matthew 7? Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13 in the GMB. Go in through the narrow gate, because the gate to hell is wide and the road that leads to it is easy, and there are many who travel it. The gate that leads to hell, which is the pit, which is getting burnt up, the Gehenna, the trash pit that's going to get burnt up, which is America. A lot of people, that's the way they're going. You go in the narrow way, which is opposite of their direction. They're going into death. We're going into life. But the gate to life is narrow, and the way that leads to it is hard, and there are few people who find it. Ultimately, the elect are going to find it. Okay, few people. All right? Not everyone's going to find the narrow path, and not everybody's going to want to go through that, because it's hard. It's hard. Okay, Lord is not looking for somebody that, you want to be easy, continue to be in this place. That's going to come with you being destroyed utterly. Well, not utterly if you're an Israelite, but you're going to be burnt with fire. Okay, tells you in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, that the same shall know it after death by pain. So you're gonna learn it, and you deserve it, especially. Allocating, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, they're all demons, man. You're in support of that when you say shit like that. You'll vote for that. It tells you in Deuteronomy 17 and 15, you're only supposed to vote for your brethren. This is the worst nation that's ever ruled the earth. That's why you're hearing these allegations. Now Esau come out with a suit, he looked like he's better than everybody else. But behind closed doors, he's eating human meat. He's doing all types of, he's an abomination. Now he deceived the world. That's why you think like that. He deceived the whole world. That's why he looks like, you can't even wrap your mind around what, brothers are saying about this devil. Okay? But he's showing you his horns. He's telling you what he's about. Ted Cruz is telling you who he wants protection for. Soon they're gonna make it, they're gonna be like, that's anti-pedophilism, some stupid ass word to protect the wicked. As a matter of fact, I think that's what Israel does in the first place. There was no real news on that. That's just the headline. And I don't want to play the video because I'm getting striked up. Is Israel a sanctuary for pedophiles? Of course. Any real news? Let's see what it says. Oh, CBS News in 2020. Let me read this. How Jewish American pedophiles hide from justice in Israel. Tel Aviv. It's a sense stakeout, waiting for Jimmy Julius Carroll to appear. He is a wanted man, is considered dangerous, accused of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon in 2000. He fled to Israel before authorities in the U.S. could apprehend him or figure out where he went. Carroll has been running from U.S. law enforcement ever since. Currently, Interpol, an intergovernmental policing organization that works with 194 countries, has a red notice to alert police worldwide that he's a fugitive. 2 years after he fled the U.S., Carroll was convicted by an Israeli court of child molestation in a separate case. He served time and was released. Now another alleged Israeli victim has come forward saying he began abusing her when she was 5 years old and continued for years. So look at that. You could just run over to Israel after you do some shit to some little kids over here, man. No wonder why Not a Jew wants to get on the internet and stop the prophets from rebuking his ass. Okay? Because you people ain't gonna just say shit about it. You like that shit. You probably like little boys and girls, lady. Bunch of faggots. Pedophiles and all of that. Y'all, you're an abomination. It tells you in Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter, that as the ruler of the people is so let me grab it. So you see what I'm talking about. That's why they don't want this word to go out. Where am I going? Sirach, actually, I'll start at 9. Sirach 9, verse 17. Skilled workers are admired for the things they make, and leaders' wisdom is proved by their words. Yeah, leaders' wisdom is proved by his words. And you see the type of rhetoric they're talking about. Nigga wants to build data centers so your electrical bill can go up. Why? So they can run this AI program, which is what? Being accused of all types of child porn. Okay? You had Elon Musk in his Paris X office got raided by the French for distributing nudes. You know? So now you want to build data centers around that shit? Sirach chapter 9 verse 18, someone who speaks rashly and recklessly is feared and hated by everyone in town. Yeah, someone who speaks rashly and recklessly is feared and hated by everyone in town. You know? A wise ruler will educate his people and his government will be orderly. Yeah, a wise ruler will educate his people. You ain't getting no education from the duck. Right? He's here to get you ready for slavery. Digital slavery. With pedophiles rule and all of that. It's gonna get worse than that. They're probably gonna do human sacrifices right in front of you. They do it all the time. You got Abramovich doing videos. You got your rappers all doing all types of ritualistic videos right in front of you. I wouldn't be surprised they start sacrificing shit right in the street, calling it legal. Okay? Eating human meat right in front of you, saying, hey, this person's already dead, you know? I paid for this. Pulling out their intestines, like, these people, that's what they do. That's what they do, man. All the officials, Sirach 10 and 1, a wise ruler will educate his people and the government will be orderly. This is in the GMB. And the officials, all the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. Okay, and Ted Cruz is one of your rulers. So that's why I said what I said to that lady. She's looking at me like, this nigga crazy. Okay, well, you got that. The Lord sees to the government of the world and brings the right person to power at the right time. And that's Yahweh Shai. The success of that person is in the Lord's hand. The Lord is the source of the honor given to any official. So he ain't giving these people any honor. Look at Prince Andrew. Niggas on all fours with a lady on the ground. She's over there. She looked like she's incapacitated. And he's smiling. He's a devil. And don't think it's just him. I saw a video with another video of Abramovich with the Rothschild smiling, and they were standing in front of a picture called The Triumph of Satan or something like that. So they're all wicked. Okay, Psalms chapter 12 and verse number 7. The wicked are everywhere, and everyone praises what is evil. Keep us always safe, O Lord, and preserve us from such people. Yeah, preserve us from such people. Preserve us from the people that are running your damn government. Okay? That are known for pedophilia, for all these things. This is why kids are missing. May the Lord protect us from that. These damn devils. May the Lord allow us to put their ass in slavery. Lock their ass up. We need protection from these devils, man. Y'all think, y'all go to these churches, they ain't talking about what they're doing to these kids. They ain't talking about Moloch, Baal, and things like that. There's people who worship other gods, and you got you shaking hands with them, praying for them. No, the evil need to die, man. Get the hell out of here, man. Let's see if I'm done with that. So niggas escaping to Israel, and you wonder why that place is going to be destroyed. It says Caro has successfully evaded authorities by moving between communities in Israel for almost 2 decades. And he is not alone. That's right, he's not alone. He's not alone, man. Ted Cruz is a great advocate. No wonder why he's saying what he said back then in September. And now, you know, you saw that Tucker Carlson, when he sat down with Tucker Carlson, I'll do anything for Israel. Of course he would. Because he got a haven there. When his ass gets brought up on charges, he going to escape over there too. Hell out of here, man. Let me grab some. Let's go to Matthew 24. I hate these niggas, man. I really do. I hope the Lord don't give me. Let me get the victory. Even if I gotta die, man, it's all good. All you gotta die. Y'all ain't immortal. So death is not the main thing you should be worried about. You should be standing up for righteousness' sake. Matthew 24:1. Yahushua left and was going away from the temple when his disciples came to him to call his attention to its buildings. Yes, he said, you may well look at all these. I tell you this, not a single stone here will be left in its place. Every one of them will be thrown down. So the Lord is talking to his disciples. He's in Israel looking at that temple. Okay? And he's saying this is gonna be, all of this is gonna be thrown down. Now in 70 AD, did they throw down the whole temple? He's talking about 70 AD, but he's also talking about the last days when that shit get all blown down, man. Everything. Okay. Matthew 24:3. As Yahushua sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him in private. Tell us when all this will be, they asked, and what will happen to show that it is the time for your coming and the end of the age. That's right, the end of the age. It tells you in Matthew 24, in the KJV, that it's the end of the world. So that's the Good News Bible understands that word world ain't talking about the whole world. It's talking about an age, and we're talking about Esau's age. Okay? This is his time to rule. And his age is coming to an end. That's why we're rejoicing. This is why he's doing all these things, because he got a short time left. He's being revealed more and more, and he's coming down with great wrath, because he can't even hide it anymore. The Lord's exposing him. The rest of the world is seeing this. Don't get it twisted. The rest of the world are wicked too and evil, but the Lord's going to put it in their mind to destroy this place. Okay? Like it tells you in the Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, Revelation, the 17th chapter. In Ezekiel 38, he's telling the Prince of Rosh, which is, who I believe is Vladimir Putin. I think he's going to be the one that's going to destroy, who's going to get that evil thought to come up against America. Okay? And then, not only that, the dragons of the Arabia in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, you can see they're going to be coming together. You can see Erdogan getting ready for battle. Okay? And then Revelation, the 17th chapter, where he said he's gonna put it in the minds of these Europeans to come up against the whore. We're seeing that too. He's coming up against Greenland. Canada's making deals with China. That's upsetting the whore. You know, you're seeing Italy make deals with India. You're seeing Keir Starmer making deals with China. Okay? So these people, you know, they're gonna eventually, I don't know who exactly, but NATO and the EU is gonna turn against the whore. That's prophecy too. And that's all gonna be fulfilled. It says the least of the flock shall draw them out in Jeremiah 49:20. We're gonna see that happening too. That's why you see an armada going to Iran on behalf of Israel. That's because of the Lord. He's going to make sure all these things come to pass, and we're watching it in real time. Okay? Matthew 24 and verse 4 in the GNB. Yahushua answered, "Be on your guard and do not let anyone deceive you. Many men claiming to speak for me will come and say, I am the Messiah, and they will deceive many people." And y'all think the duck is the Messiah too. Okay, you think he's the Messiah. He's not here to save this place, man. Talking about make this place great again. A lot of you people thought he was. He was going to Israel. He went to your church. They anointed him with all types of crowns and shit. But he's not. He's not. He's just a man. Okay? You are going, Matthew 24:6 in the GNB, to hear the noise of battles close and by and the news of battles far away, but do not be troubled. And we see that right now. So wars and rumors of wars. We're hearing about civil wars all the time. They came out with movies for Civil War. You know, that's close. You know, Canada, Mexico, Venezuela, Cuba, that's close. But then you're hearing about Iran, Taiwan, Ukraine. That's far away. These are all things that we're seeing what the Lord told us was going to happen. Exactly like he's telling his disciples. Okay? We're seeing that. We're living in that time where we understand what he's saying. Because there was wars back then. Okay? But not on a global level like it matching up with Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe has passed and the third woe comes quickly. The disciples didn't witness no World War I or World War II. I mean, not in that time. Okay? And now we're starting to see especially the manifestation of World War III ahead of us. That's why that's why he's in the Gulf of Persia right now. Or he's supposedly leaving. Tom Homan just said he's getting rid of 700 people. So these things are supposedly de-escalating. It looks like that, but we know it's always going to escalate to what the Lord wants it to do. But these are rumors. They're rumors. That MOTB has to be established. He's building homeless encampments. He's saying it's for them. You know, in New York City, they got, I think 16 people died from the cold in New York. I'm sure a lot of people died here too, you know, in this cold front that we just had. So the mayor Zimdani over there, he wants to build homeless encampments, but it really ain't for the homeless. It's really for all you people. He's gonna start locking you people up. And he's gonna start putting this implantable device in your right hand on your forehead in order for you to eat or do whatever. And you're gonna have to agree with it. And it's all written here in this Bible. But they don't read it. They don't know. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. Countries will fight each other. Kingdoms will attack one another. There will be famines and earthquakes everywhere. All these things are like the first pains of childbirth. Yeah, all these things are like the first pains of childbirth. When a woman's going through child labor pains, you know, as they start to, they increase as they get closer and closer for the baby to be delivered. That's the signs that we're seeing. We're starting to see the child pains. But when it manifests itself, which is the destruction of judgment, okay, you know, it gets closer and closer. That's why I'm saying more wars, more earthquakes. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's see when the last earthquake. I didn't even finish that article. It's so sick and deranged that these people have access. But he's worried about, not a Jew's worried about the internet. What about your laws protecting pedophiles, man? Since 2020, he said he'd be going there for 2 decades. He ain't trying to fight up against that. Because it ain't about that. He's okay with that. He's not okay with the word. He hates the word, man. I thought y'all supposed to be the children of Israel. You should love this word going out. That shows you that's Amalek. In Exodus the 17th chapter, the Lord said, I'm going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And that's why he want to come on the internet. And who am I? I'm just a black dude on the street corner yelling to his phone. And that's who you want to stop? You're a damn fool. It's because this word is like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. He getting cut up. That's why this word got to constantly go up so you get stabbed up every damn morning through his spirit. Oh, let's see the earthquakes real quick. I'm gonna finish that article. Most recent earthquakes. February 2nd, magnitude 4.2, California. February 4th, magnitude 5.5, Kagoshima, Japan. Magnitude 6.1. From Auckland, New Zealand, February 4th, magnitude 6.1, magnitude 5.3. In Nuku'alofa, Tonga, magnitude 5.8. In Sudotaya, Myanmar, Burma, magnitude 3.8. Another one, California, February 2nd, magnitude 3.8, California, February 2nd. That was multiple earthquakes in California right there. I mean, they're used to that because they're on a tectonic plate, but it's going to increase. New Zealand, Tonga, just multiple earthquakes. Iceland, Chile. Okay. But it's going to be more and more and more, all the way up to the point the whole earth is going to rail to and fro like a drunkard. So everyone's going to feel that earthquake. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9. Then you will be arrested and handed over to be punished and put to death. And all nations, it's like all nations will hate you because of me. And that's right, all nations shall hate you because of me. Okay? And that's going to be more manifested too. Okay? The hate for Yahweh, why Yahweh shot. That's going to rest upon his prophets. And we got to endure that too. Okay? Because as this word goes out, he gets more revealed. They understand the spiritual aspect of what's going on down here. And they got to handle it. They can come up against it, you know, and it might make it worse for them. Just like when they killed the Lord, it made it worse for them. Okay? So that's not always the best solution in order to stop this. They might try to pay you off. You know, in some cases, they will put some people to death. But ultimately, if the Lord is with you, man, it don't even matter, man. We understand, let the Lord's will be done. You part of that number, man, you're gonna glorify the Lord in your death too. Okay? It's all about Yahweh's will, man. That's what it's about. That's all that really matters. Everything else, even your life, it doesn't mean nothing according. That's why you gotta humble yourself down, man. Get with the will of the Lord, man. These people gotta go. These are evil people I'm talking about. I'm not saying it because I'm a naturally born racist. No, the Bible exposes these niggas And that's what the problem is. That's where the hate comes from. It's an ancient hate. It's a spiritual hate. Okay? Even for 2/3 of y'all got, that's an issue too. You got to go too. But we understand, you're righteous, but you're just too far gone. So you're not going to be able to get this work. So it's better, the Lord just put you to death. And hopefully, you repent. That's the best thing I can say. Because ain't nobody righteous, man. Well, nobody knows if they're righteous in the eyes of the Lord, I should say. We just try and practice the righteous acts to the best of our ability, but ultimately our righteousness is of the Lord. He's the one doing the pardoning, doing the, what's the word? Imputeth you righteousness. He's the one that's doing that. Matthew 24:10 in the GMB, many will give up their faith at that time. They will betray one another and hate one another. Then many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. And the elder apostle Tahar, the great millstone, the head of that camp, basically said, he did a video last night saying that IUIC is teaching that the name of the Lord is Yahweh. Come on, man. That's a false prophet. That's not his name. His name is Yahweh. So they whatever reason they're teaching this, people are deceived by that. The name's Lord is not Yahweh. I don't know if Yahweh is they claim to be the Heavenly Father, or I don't know, man. But they always trying to go off on the name, because Esau understands that the name of the Lord is very important. He don't want you calling on that name. You can call any other name but that name. Okay? He definitely don't want you calling on that name. And that's why we see a lot of false prophets. This is all biblical prophecy. This is the book of Matthew 24:12. Such will be the spread of evil that many people's love will grow cold. Yeah, their love will grow cold. Because iniquities are going to abound, that the love of many shall wax cold. First of all, because they don't have the truth, so they can't implement the law correctly. Even though we do a lot of things by the law just by nature. Jake ain't the type to eat raw meat like Esau is. I'm talking about raw meat. Not medium well, I'm talking about raw. That nigga Esau would eat it raw. Jake ain't really, I've actually seen Jake eat some raw meat. But who are they messing with? Another fucking so-called white man. So they're already going off because it was a girl, she was eating some tartar, some shit like that. Said it was good and then there was another woman, she was eating dog food out of the bowl. So, and who was she with? Another so-called white man. So it's because they're under the vibration of their man, which is Esau, which is a damn devil, man. He's a dog. So that's another reason we gotta get out of here, because we're gonna be under the vibration of this nigga, man. Turning you into a beast. All right? And eventually it's gonna affect everybody. He polluted the whole earth. He got the whole world drunken. Okay? But the Lord got a few men that got some integrity. Still, even we all grew up, same schools, went through the same systems, done some wicked shit before, but not everyone came out of it. Most people just continue to go that way, but the Lord called us out of that world, man, out of that way of life. Okay? And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's not something I take lightly, especially seeing the minds of people in this world. They got no say when it comes to evil, man. When it comes to evil, they'll just ignore it. So these people can't be trusted, man. A lot of these people, these people are out of their damn minds. Okay? They like this shit, man. So that's why iniquity is abounding, because the love of many, because the law is not being implemented. That's what's going to cause people to wax colder and colder because they don't know the Lord. They don't know the consequences for their actions. So they're not, there's no wisdom meeting them in their thoughts. They're fools. And that's why the love of many is going to wax cold, especially as we get closer and closer to these different famines and pestilences. All this shit is going to be part of that love of many waxing cold. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. But whoever holds out to the end will be saved. And this good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout all the world for a witness to all nations. And then the end will come. So he just told them how the end was going to come. This gospel shall be preached into all the world, and then the end will come. So this word is what's causing this world to end. So that's why it's important. That's what he told his disciples. So them understanding that if they really want this place to end, they be going out here, they be doing the work. Right? Not being lazy. Some of these men are lazy. Okay? So they're going to be destroyed. Or unless the Lord have mercy, he tells you he's going to have mercy on who he's going to have mercy. You know, but you want to take the chance? When you got the truth, I'd rather just do what he told you to do. He said, if you love me, feed my lambs, feed my sheep. Okay? So that's the best thing we could be doing right now for the Lord. It says, then the end will come. The end of an age, like it told you up in the verse. In Matthew 24, I believe, verse 3. In the end of the age. And that was during the Roman period. This is Rome 2.0, so we're suffering the same thing. Let me finish this article about this pedo that ran to Israel. It says a widespread problem. That's right, it is a widespread problem. A CBS News investigation has found that many accused American pedos flee to Israel, and bringing them to justice can be difficult, of course. Bringing them to justice, look at, you can't even bring not a Jew to court. The judge gets put to death. Okay? Of course it's difficult. Jewish Community Watch, an American organization that tracks accused pedos, has been trying for years to find Carroll and help bring him to justice. Yeah, they were looking for him for years. They know where he went. Here it is, 194 countries are willing to negotiate, but this is one that won't. Well, you know he's protected. Why is he protected? Look at he's accused of this, that, and the third. Yeah, but we can't do anything. We're the children of God. Hashem told me not to let anybody get the heck out of here, man. That's why these people are liars, man. They don't fit being the people in the Bible. There's nothing righteous about that. JCW says Carroll and other wanted men and women have been able to exploit a right known as the law of return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. Oh, so you gotta have traits to Israel. Any Jewish person can just gain citizenship. Oh, I'm a citizen here now. So that's the loophole right there. That's the loophole. Since the small organization started tracking accused pedos in 2014, it says more than 60 have fled from the U.S. to Israel. Given its limited resources to identify these individuals, JCW says the actual number is likely much larger. Okay? But the Lord sees all these things, man. He can't hide his counsel from the Lord. All right? And y'all ain't got nothing to say. You know, it just shows you, man. Just escape to Israel, man, if you're a pedo. That's all you gotta go. Just get a plane ticket, get your citizenship. All these damn kids missing, man. That's why the Lord said He's gonna destroy this place from off the face of the earth. And just like Ted Cruz, leave the pedals alone. And he's in a position of authority. So that shows you who's in power. It tells you in the book of Psalms in the KJV, when the vilest men are exalted, the vilest men walk on every side when the vilest men are, or something like that. Let me grab it. That's pretty much it on that article, man. Psalms. That's from CBS News. I ain't make this shit up. Psalms 12 and 8 in the KJV, the wicked, which is Esau, according to Malachi 1 and 4, walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So they allow these people to walk on every side because they're exalted. That's why there's citizenship. And these people be the same people that talk shit, got all the racist jokes. Well, the joke's on you damn devils. You damn pedos. Child molesters, blood drinkers, cannibals. Okay, that's who the joke's on. All right, but we gotta bear the indignation of the Lord. This is very low, man. Lord's showing you how low you really fell, man. You all the way down there, man. You so low, this dude is equally and opposite above you like that. That's how low you are, that you calling yourself black. You're in darkness. You call yourself that out of your own words. Because you ain't got no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Your wisdom is in this Bible. The wisdom of this world, that's for the heathen. That's for the beast. Okay? They don't know the Lord. That's why they trust in their science. That's why Bill Gates is gonna kill these motherfuckers. And that's what they get. Since they so damn smart, let's see how smart you are when this MOTB come out. They're so smart, but they don't know the Lord. They think the Lord's a so-called white man. Ha! Ha! Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's funny. That's how you know they don't read their Bibles. Grab this in Psalms 137. And the GMB. Let's see how hard this thing hits. Lament of Israelites in exile. Psalms 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon we sat down. There we wept when we remembered Zion, because we were being invaded by the Babylonians and the Edomites. Well, the Babylonians invaded us. The Edomites helped them. The ones that try to escape, they helped bring us back into captivity. On the willows nearby, we hung up our harps. Those who captured us told us to sing. They told us to entertain them, sing us a song about Zion. How can we sing a song to the Lord in a foreign land? May I never be able to play the harp again if I forget you, Jerusalem. May I never be able to sing again if I do not remember you, if I do not think of you as my greatest joy. Remember, Lord Yahweh, what the Edomites did the day Jerusalem was captured. Remember how they kept saying, tear it down to the ground? Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy are those who pay you back for what you have done to us, who take your babies and smash them against a rock. Hey, that was clear, man. That was clear. Take your babies and smash them against a rock. And I saw this video, I think it was a dude in Atlanta. He locked up, he called the police on some Jake. I guess Jake was bugged out. But that's a spirit. He was walking with his baby. He was like, yeah, I want to take your kid and bash it against a rock. And he was like scared and appalled. Called the police, dude got arrested. And I'm bringing that out to say, that's what they used to do to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They used to cut the baby, cut your wives. They cut the stomach open and rip the baby out. Then they take the baby by the umbilical cord and slam it against the ground, and then they were happy about that. So the Lord, that's King David saying the same thing gonna happen to them. And he was appalled by that. He must not know his history. Alligator bait, all of this shit. And then a bunch of Edomites, they used to go and watch that shit. That was their entertainment. When they put your baby into an alligator's mouth and eat it, that was like, people went to go pay to go watch that. I want to go pay for that to happen to them. I want to go see what that looks like. But when it happens to them, now you the devil. Good morning, I apologize, good morning. You know? So that's the same thing. That's called, whatever you want to call it. It's called vengeance from the Lord. That's how mad he was with us. You think he's going to do that to his own children and not do it to the heathen? For what they did? Come on, man. Get your mind right. I'm thinking of this precept. I think it's in Ecclesiasticus 50. It's late in the book. Let me see if I can grab that. You know, so, you know, these people are hypocrites, man. I ain't saying nothing that, I ain't never did no shit like that. But that's what the Lord says is gonna happen to him. And he said you're gonna be happy about it too. All these scriptures gotta be fulfilled. Sirach 50, verse 25, there are two nations that I detest, and a third that does not even deserve to be called a nation. These are the Edomites, the inhabitants of the Philistine cities, and the stupid Samaritans. That's right. He detests the Edomites, man. Hates them, man. You Samaritans, man. You look at Samaria. They were, you know, you read 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. Let me grab that. That's the history of Israel, man. They were replaced, the northern kingdom was replaced by the heathen, which allowed these other nations to go into that land. So he hates those people too. Second Kings 17 and 24. In the GMB, it says the emperor of Assyria took people from the cities of Babylon, Cuth, Iva, Hamath, and Sepharvaim, and settled them in the cities of Samaria, in the place of the exiled Israelites. They took possession of these cities and lived there. When they first settled there, they did not worship the Lord Yahweh, and so he sent lions, which killed some of them. The emperor of Assyria was told that the people he had settled in the cities of Samaria did not know the law of the God of that land. And so the God had sent lions, which were killing them. So the emperor commanded, send back one of the priests we brought as prisoners, make him go back and live there in order to teach the people the law of God of that land. So an Israelite priest who had been deported from Samaria went and had lived in Bethel, where he taught the people how to worship the Lord. That's right. He taught the people how to worship the Lord because the Lord was sending lions over there to destroy these heathen. Okay? Just like you see today, he's sending these different nations. They're likened unto beasts because they don't have the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord. That's what makes you, that's what separates you from being a beast. Okay, is the wisdom of the Lord. If you don't have the true wisdom of the Lord, you deserve to die. That's what you're here to be, just like a beast. All right. So he sent the Israelite priest over there to teach these beasts how to do it, even though they ain't never gonna do it right. Because you see them today, they don't operate under the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so that's why they got evil. That's why they got these different nations bombing them, like Iran was bombing them. Iran, according to the Bible, would be considered the ram. That's a beast. Okay. So, and these other nations, calls them the Carmanians in 2 Esdras, the 15th chapter. It says that they like wild boars. The dragons of Arabia. That's a beast. Okay, these different, Hamas and all of that. Beast. Okay? Because why? They're not operating under the law, statutes, commandments over there. And ultimately, they're not the chosen people of the book. It is the Israelites, your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are suffering over here in Babylon the Great, and other parts of the world too. Because according to Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, we were scattered throughout all nations, and that's why we're all scattered abroad in all these different nations. And it had nothing to do with your color. Okay? We talk about the so-called white man, but there's some Israelites that look so-called white. We're talking about Edomites. We're talking about the Amalekites. Okay? Those are the main people that are in power. They're the ones who are creating this world where pedophilia rings and all that shit. It's not Joe Schmo, even though Joe Schmo is committing some heinous shit too. Some low-level Edomites are doing the same shit the elites are doing. But that's in their spirit. So Joe Schmo's like a low-level Edomite who he ain't writing unrighteous decrees. He's just a damn Edomite. So that's what they end up becoming, man. So these people have no purpose down here on the earth. They don't belong here. It tells you in Psalms 58 and 3. Let me grab that here. See what it sounds like in the GMB. That the wicked are estranged from the womb. Psalms 58, that's at the top. Prayer for God to punish the wicked. Do you rulers ever give a just decision? Do you judge everyone fairly? No, you think only of the evil you can do and commit crimes of violence in the land. And that's talking about Esau. You commit crimes of violence in the land, okay? Psalms 58 and 3, evildoers go wrong all their lives. They tell lies from the day they are born. And that's what they continue to do. Look at Pam Bondi. Look at Kash Patel. Look at these people, man. That's who they want in power. People that'll lie. People that'll take a bribe. Tom Homo's known to take 60K. That's who he wants around here. And that's who he's sending it. He's the head of ICE. Get the hell out of here. Psalms 58 and 4, they are full of poison like snakes. They stop up their ears like a deaf cobra. Yeah, they stop up their ears like a deaf. They don't want to hear anything about righteousness. They don't want to hear this word. Which does not hear the voice of the snake charmer or the chant of the clever magician. Break the teeth of these fierce lions, O God. May they disappear like water draining away. May they be crushed like weeds on the path. May they be like snails that dissolve into slime. May they be like a baby born dead that never sees the light. Before they know it, they are cut down like weeds. In the fierce anger, God will blow them away while they are still living. So they're going to be destroyed. And we hope and can't wait for the day to see it. The righteous will be glad when they see sinners punished. They will wade through the blood of the wicked. People will say the righteous are indeed rewarded There is indeed a God who judges the world. And I'm going to end it there. Lord's will, this was edifying. And I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akak, Wadash. Shalom, Abba, Babal, and Kwam Yasharala.